Coming up on OTH, I have a small rant to get off my chest about TFT before we hop into covering our favorite changes of patch 11.6 and our picks of the week. Then we jump into the first matches of the mid-season showdown and do our best to share our thoughts game by game of both series before giving our thoughts and predictions on the next upcoming week's games in the losers bracket. We hope you enjoy episode 8 of On the Hunt. Welcome, everybody, to episode 8 of On the Hunt, a League of Legends podcast. I'm your co-host, Chris, a.k.a. the Leaning Tower of Pisa, because I've been pretty tilted by League of Legends lately, dude. I cannot lie to you. I guess I'll just jump right into the League life, dude. I played a couple ranked games last week, just like YOLO dove right in, and I don't know if I'm enjoying the game right now. Maybe it's really reckless of me to just be like, let's just play a ranked game, like, so casually.
Yeah.
I really need to, like, I really should. I'm actually one of those people that, like, I think you should maximize every effort to do well in ranked games. And so, honestly, I need to go play, like, 50 normal games first before I should, like, ever feel comfortable. Because I've kind of taken a break from playing Summoner's Rift. Like, I'm low-key, like, 3 or 4 weeks off now.
You're a hard TFT main. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been hardcore in the TFT world. I've been in the Reddit. I've been watching YouTube videos. I know the name of like 2 challenger players now. Like, I'm pretty deep in it. So, and that game is so deep, I guess, in a weird way. And I really hate TFT sometimes because there's so many things that you wouldn't know, or like something that like there's no way that you could have known that. And without working at the development team, how would you know that it works that way, you know? Unless, you know, sometimes people are like, they just confess stuff on Twitter or like a random subreddit about how something works. But there's so many things like that where like, how was I supposed to know that it works like that? Or maybe there's something that like, for example, it is to my understanding that there is a way for you to predict with a high likelihood who you're going to fight next. And that's not something I would ever think about, 1, ever being possible, and 2, how would I know that, and 3, like what determines that. And so
like
that's
as
something
someone who has over 100,000 channel points for Skara, like back in his TFT heyday, I definitely know how they do that. So you're a scrub, dude. That's all I have to say.
All right, dude. I might have to slip into your PayPal really quick to find out, because I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing, and then like I'm kind of mad that is a thing, and now I need to go figure it out with my good friend Bing.
A Bing user, eh? That was the longest AKA ever for you to get to. I'm a Bing user.
Yeah, dude. They have like reward points and stuff that you can redeem for using Bing.
I know.
You don't get that with Google.
That's
or
true.
DuckDuckGo.
That's true. That's true.
And joining me on every episode is our other co-host, Raymund. What's going on, dude?
Hey guys, everybody. It's nice to see you here. I don't know, dude. Mostly the same for me. Just work, a little bit of League, a little bit of Runeterra. Actually, I'm a normie sports fan, so I'm way into March Madness this season. This year. Now that the tournament's back, so I've been my bracket is actually looking pretty good. I just jinxed it for sure. I'm gonna pull at work, so I'm gonna steal a bunch of people's money. That's my hope. That's my hope right now.
I'm gonna pull at work.
That's true. I got a bracket. I got a bracket at work, dude. I'm about to win a bunch of money from it. So.
Did you do anything for the Patrick guy, St. Patrick's Day?
Not really. My dad likes to cook, and he does like I think we made like corned beef like for St. Patrick's basically, but it was like the weekend before last, so just
okay.
cause kind of. But yeah, not like I didn't have any parties or anything.
Oh, you didn't pull out the keg or anything?
Yeah, no kegs of Guinness, nothing like that.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. Just mostly sat at home.
Yeah, I mean that's
like
just...
the last year.
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
I found out, dude. Tomorrow is gonna be my 1-year anniversary of being unemployed, and that's crazy to me. Like, where did that year go? And it's been a beautiful year, by the way, because I think like growing up, I've always wanted to be unemployed and collect unemployment in a weird way, and so like I'm living the dream, and I'm kind of done. I'm kind of bored, so employers hit me up.
Yeah, I feel you, dude. I started last year unemployed too. I mean, it was like 6 months, I think, where I was basically unemployed. So I got the same feeling. Sometimes it's nice, you know. You're like, man, I can just wake up, do whatever I want. Nothing's gonna stop me. But then also for you, you've been employed during COVID, so like, what can you do?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm the leading tower at Pisa. Not just from League, but also life, I guess. But I'll
Yeah,
be good.
yeah, that's fair.
We'll set it straight.
You're about to become a TFT pro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Maybe I should start streaming or something.
Yeah, I
Just
can
throw
see
on
it.
some like lo-fi hip hop, sit there and
Grind
click
it.
about 5 times a minute. But
The high APM.
man, high APM. I used to play StarCraft actually, not like competitively, but like that's where I learned how to type fast because I wanted to type the cheat codes in faster. So
Ooh.
I got better at
Ooh.
typing as a young 4-year-old. All right, let's jump into patch 11.6 that dropped last Tuesday. Feels kind of bad that we talk about it like a week later, but whatever. That's how we do things around here.
It's true.
Is there anything you liked about patch 11.6, my man?
I feel like there's not too much that I feel like excited about. I don't know. I forget even what we talked about in the preview episode of it. I feel like I've been seeing clips of Volibear popping off with his like jungle changes. Um, and then I've seen some definitely some Xin Zhao hype, but I haven't seen any Xin Zhao in any of my games, so I'm not sure if it's warranted or not.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm actually kind of glad I didn't play around the time that Volibear was really strong when he was reworked because I
Mhm.
probably would have hated playing against him jungle and top lane. I feel like when I tried him like I tried him out in like a bot game one time and I feel like he's really strong.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird that he's like mostly single target, but it's like pretty easy to play him. Turns off turrets, really tanky, and does damage anyways. So I feel like I would have really hated it during his prime time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he's one of those champs. It's you get to have fun when you can like totally ruin someone else's day, you know? And then they definitely don't get to have fun. Like I think I remember playing it once, like kind of shortly after they reworked him and playing him in the jungle, and just like I can almost still picture the team fights where I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm Volibear, I'm gonna run past like everybody on the enemy team, ulti onto the like enemy ADC, just solo him like as far away from the fight as I want, and then hopefully everybody else will have won. And if they try and stop me on the way there, I just get the Q reset. I'm still running at them. They can't stop the bear.
He can't stop him, dude. I guess for me, I'm pretty glad to see a couple of nerfs here if I did play the game. So I'm glad to see nerfs to Gnar, Hecarim, Renekton. Like those are pretty common champions that people just like to play. So I'm glad to see those nerfs. I'm glad to see healing nerfs for like Shield Bow and Ravenous Hunter, like we talked about last
Mhm.
time. Kind of sad about the mid lane nerfs to Arm Guard and Verdant Barrier because I really like to build those items and I play champions that build those items.
Yeah.
So you literally just took stats away from me. I don't think that Arm Guard should have been that much armor for that price in the first place, but I'm sad that they took it away.
Dude, I remember actually that when you say that, I agree. I'm also one of those people. I like building those items. I'm thinking back to a Victor game that I played probably like a week or two ago, where I'm pretty sure my inventory was something like Corrupting Pot, Seekers, Verdant, like Last Chapter, and like Cooldown Boots or something. Like I was like 5 item slots on just like these random ass fucking components for everything.
Speaking of cooldown boots, dude, I feel like I started seeing a lot of people build them on anything these days. Well, watching the pro games and then some of the games that I played in the last week, I feel like you just build it on the mid laner, jungle, top lane. Is it? I think it's really good right now with the amount of ability haste it gives, and then of course reducing your own flash cooldown so you can make more plays and that sort of thing. What do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of nailed it. I think it's the summoner spell haste for sure that make a lot of people like it. Like, I think the CERs or the normal ability haste is kind of whatever. But you can get like 12 summoner spell haste from that, and then from the runes, it's like something like if you go Cosmic Insight, it's something kind of similar. Like you get 18 from that, so you can have like 30 spell haste, summoner spell haste, just from like your boots and runes. And I've seen like I think that's why a bunch of people in jungle take it because you can just like especially when you want to get to your upgraded smite earlier. If you can rush it, then you get it that much faster. And then obviously having flash for like engages and stuff is just like really insane.
Yeah, I think sometimes you're trolling if you don't go Merc Treads, but definitely I feel like Lucidity is really good right now, and I wonder if they're gonna touch it anytime soon. Maybe not though. I like the place that it's in though, and I like that like I feel like it's actually contestable whether you should go that Mercury Treads or Ninja Attack or sorry Steel Plates, Steel Caps,
Plated steel caps. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
that's
so
true.
weird that they like. That's so weird that that changed up the name on that, but then they like, but they keep everything else around. Like they'll just totally change, um, Leandries, but then keep it around at the same time. It's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of true. I think people have just. I mean, Ninja Tabbies have been like are like were like a outdated thing since like season 2 though, right? When they removed dodge. So
Uh huh.
they've finally just kind of given it its rightful name.
Yeah, kind of weird. I actually don't remember much about dodge. I don't know if I played very much with like Jax or something like that, or like I think I think items used to give you dodge too. So Ninja Tabby and I think Phantom Dancer gave you dodge. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I think that's true. I it was definitely before my time. I came in just after I think they removed it all. I think the only other thing that I have to shout out in the patch for sure is the new skins, the Battle Academia skins. What do you think? Are you a fan of those?
I think the Yone one from the splash art looks weird because it's like he's a person now, you know.
Well, he's
So I
always
don't
been a
know.
person, dude. Come on. He's Yasuo's
Yeah.
brother.
Well, he looks like like an undead, like just came back from like the dirt in like his base skin,
Yeah,
but the
that's
way
true.
he's like all pale and stuff. But then like when you look at the Battle Academia one, it's like, who is that? And what?
Yeah.
I will say though that I really like the Leona Prestige Edition one. That one, man,
That's your
I would let her step on me for sure.
anime waifu? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm
I
in.
would have I would buy a pillow cover of that for sure.
I
What
was
about you?
I
Is there
think
one that catches your eye?
I think I might have to cop the Caitlyn one. I've got some RP lying around. It might be worth it, even though it's fucking 1820. It's I can go for it. I saw Sneaky playing it today, and it's got the fucking annoyingest laugh I've ever seen. I mean, like there are some characters that obviously already have annoying laughs, but definitely it's the most annoying Caitlyn laugh that you've ever seen. So I might have to get it just for that.
Dude, I feel so bad buying skins for like, champions where like I already have a good skin on them, you know? Like for
Yeah,
example, Ash has like 3 or 4 different skins that are like bonkers, like Project Ash, High Noon Ash, the Cosmic Queen Ash. Like, dude,
true.
those are all so good. And like, if you have one of them, I would feel so bad for buying any more of them. And then so that's how I feel. Is that like I already have the Prestige Caitlyn, so I would feel terrible to have any more Caitlyn skins. And then I have like Hextech Kog'Maw and Malzahar because I'm a troll. And so it would be so weird to have like
Right,
other.
but you just would never play those because you're playing the B skins.
Yeah, exact. Well, no, I would just have different skins that I would rather use. Or like, for example, like Mecha Kha'Zix. Why would I ever use any other Kha'Zix skin when that one is like actually the best because it's literally like pay to win on that skin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty fair.
I don't know. That was just a little rant I had.
I think if I have enough, if it's a champ that I play enough, I'm like more okay with it because it's like I'm like way down to just if I play a few games I can rotate through the skins and that's cool with me. I don't care if they're all good, then it's cool.
That's true. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have like almost every Ari skin and almost every Irelia skin. I
Thank
not
you.
only do I not play those champions, but then I only rotate between like 2 or 3 skins.
Hmm.
Because some of them are kind of booty hole where they're just like maybe like the costume is different and then everything else is the same. Especially like the starter Ari skins of like Midnight Ari and the kimono one. It's like they don't do anything. They're just like
Right,
a costume change.
right.
And same for Kaisa, dude. Kaisa has so many good skins. Ugh.
That's true. I feel like I've gotten like that. Kai'Sa's a champ where I feel like I've been pretty static about what skin I get though. I feel like they just keep getting better and better. So I just use the latest Kai'Sa skin that I have always.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like the one that she released with was so good. And then I got the KDA one and I was like, oh, this one's so good. And then I
Yeah.
saw people start using the IG one and I was like, that one's so fucking cool. But I already have this one, dude. And then they came out with that. And they just keep coming, dude. So
Yeah.
they know how to make their bucks. and I respect that. The hustle. Okay, let's round out this section with our picks of the week.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll just get started this one. So this one, I don't even play League of Legends, dude. But my pick of the week this week is going to be Jin Zhao with all of the changes that they made to him on this patch. I was watching the Doublelift and Meteos in Sneaky co-stream, and Meteos described the Jin Zhao change as being like Lee Sin, and I was like, what does that even mean? So I fired up the practice tool right before this recording, and oh my god, that looks awesome. The way that your W is like, it's actually the range of Lee Sin Q, and then it makes your E become the range of the resonating strike, the second Q, and so that looks pretty freaking cool, and I can't wait to like hit somebody over like a wall with that, and they don't even know, and then you just jump at them. Like, the flying hidden Chinese man is going to be so freaking fun. And I already, the thing is, I already liked Xin Zhao. Like, taking Halo Blades on him with his Q is it's so, like, satisfying to just jump onto somebody, knock them up real quick, and then hopefully you kill them, because if you don't, then you're kind of screwed and you're already in there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no getting out.
Right.
Most of the time. But, yeah, I just like building him Glass Cannon. Super low elo pub stomper. I love smurfing, like, kind of smurfing with him, or like playing with my friends with the Xin Zhao. So that's going to be my pick of the week. I want to try him out a bit, maybe in a normal game or something, but he looks pretty fun. I want to try it. I'm totally down for it. That's going to be my pick of this week.
Dude, you're the leaning tower of pizza. Just like go straight into your next ranked game. Right after we finish recording, go straight into your next ranked game and select Xin Zhao.
I think I have to, dude, and I might have to like make a drinking game out of it too. The amount of times if I jump in and don't kill somebody, that's a shot.
Damn, this is gonna be. That's a good YouTube video right there, dude. That's part of your journey into being self-sufficient. You can stay unemployed but have YouTube be your job, whatever. Then that's step one. Kill yourself playing Xin Zhao and taking a shot every time you jump in.
That might be it, dude. What about you? You got a pick for this week, brother?
Dude, I got a pick for this week. I think I'm gonna do. I got one that's gonna be for the people. I'm being harassed by, actually it's just one person in particular, to pick a top lane champ for my pick of the week. And so my top lane pick of the week, just for you, you know who you are, is gonna be Cho'Gath, and that's like, it's a boring fucking champion. And that's what you deserve. Just throwing that out there. It's still, I think it's pretty good. It has good matchups into some champs, Tyler 1 plays it, and he made it to Masters or whatever in top lane, so it can't be a bad champ, but Cho'Gath. Number 2 is one that is definitely troll and definitely not as good, I think. But it's Veigar support, and you just rush Cosmic Drive, and you just have so much CDR, and your E's on a hella low cooldown. It's a shout out, definitely it's a Mickey X build that I saw him play a couple weeks ago, and then the very next day after I saw him play it on stream, he pulled it out in LEC. I'm pretty sure it was like the first time that he had played it, like that week, was in those games on stream. So shout out to that. But yeah, it's really funny. It's really funny to just have your E up. It's like you get your E down, like with Cosmic Drive and like Everfrost, you have like 80 ability haste practically, and your E is like on a 6-second cooldown. It stuns for 2.5 seconds, and it's up for 3 seconds. So you just like, you have this insane pressure with your E, and it's so funny.
Dang, that sounds kind of unfair to play against.
Yeah,
I can't lie to you.
I think it's good against certain champs. If they have, dashes and shit to avoid it, then it's not good. But if you can like properly abuse them, especially if you got champs, like you can play stupid stuff like Vayne or like Victor, or just anything that can like utilize the fact, like if you can shove them into the cage, or you can like CC them also like in the inside of the cage, then you just abuse people that don't have ways to get out of it.
Abuse them, dude. I gotta say, doubling back really quick, I wish I could be a dirty Cho'Gath player, dude. I think that champ is so timeless, with like free knockup that slows afterwards for some reason, easy silence, true damage for no reason, a Camille Q on his ulti. Like,
I know,
that's broken.
Can you imagine having such a broken ability like Camille Q, but then also when you kill someone with it, which you always can because it's Camille Q, you get extra health? That's crazy.
That's crazy. But I suck at Cho'Gath, dude. First of all, I don't understand his E. Well, I've never tried to understand it, to be honest. And secondly, I cannot hit ruptures to save my life. That skill has like such a weird delay on it, and like I am a dirty tank player. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like season 5, 6, I love to play like Scion, Ornn when he first came out, and that sort of thing. It's totally my thing. I love to like spam tanks and just like let my team carry me, and I'll just be like, I'll die once or twice in lane. It really doesn't matter. I'll do like I have like decent game sense for like just finding random engages and that sort of thing. And so I really love to play tanks if they're like really good. But I just can't do Cho'Gath. But I'm happy when people can play Cho'Gath on my team because I fuck with it for sure.
Yeah, I'm. It's definitely, yeah. It's one of those. I kind of feel you though on how clunky he is, you know. But he's a good champ. He's a good champ.
Let's go right into mid-season showdown, starting with the Saturday game of TSM versus TL. Last week I said I thought it was going to be a 3-1 for TSM. You were thinking 3-0 for TSM, and we're both wrong.
We're both wrong.
We're both wrong. TL, I mean, spoiler alert, but if you didn't watch it yet, then I don't know what you're doing listening to this.
Yeah.
So TL ended up winning this one 3-1. I actually kind of liked this series. I like the way that the games turned out. I guess we'll just start with game one. I don't know how closely you paid attention to it, but I really liked game one. Game one was pretty crazy, actually. If you want us to start with that one.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I think this series I definitely paid more attention to than the Sunday series. So yeah, we can talk about it a bit.
Okay, yeah, game one was pretty crazy. I think TSM had a pretty good lead. I think they were up three dragons, with the last one's going to be Infernal. Pretty good back and forth by both teams for a bit, but then there was like this weird moment in the game. I'll just skip to like the middle of the game where like both teams are in mid lane, but then like, and the fourth dragon is coming up, but then like TSM like when they clear the mid wave, they choose to go up to Baron instead of down for the Dragon Soul. And so that's where I would say that like the game was pretty good up until that point, but then like, whoa, did it take a turn from there? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I think it seemed like TSM got decently ahead. It was kind of close. TL was farming well and everything. But TSM just had this like kind of sick ball comp that was winning a lot of the mid game fights. And then yeah, they give up like the Baron Soul pressure or the Dragon Soul pressure that they had. And then I feel like at some point TL just kind of like finally outscaled them. Like Jhin was able to hit the front line like really easily and kill they had Renekton and Udyr for TSM, so it wasn't like too tanky for them. And then yeah, they just kind of outscaled on a lot of those heavy like wombo combo comps. Like if you don't get the wombo perfectly, then you're just kind of worse than a lot of teamfight comps.
Yeah, and I would say I was pretty surprised to see that TSM get Udyr and Seraphine in this game, because I feel like I haven't really seen those champions in the last couple of weeks in LCS. So it was kind of strange to me to see them show up here, and then their gameplay wasn't really that great. But I think as a team, both teams were doing really well, like keeping up the pace of the game. And then at a certain point, Jhin is just way too strong to like for anyone to be near him, and so
right.
It got to that point, and then TL were able to turn it around in that game, I would say.
Yeah, I think it was like you said, pretty back and forth, pretty good overall. I think this was like, I don't know, if I remember right, I felt like this game was like, I don't know, it seemed like Ori like gave like a lot of, I'm remembering a couple of times where Jensen had some big plays with like ultis to stop. I remember one where he stopped Lost MF ulti with his, and that seemed like a pretty big play, and then just like,
right.
Having Ori shields to back up like your Hecarim engage or Gnar engages. This was the game where Alfari just got an insane Gnar engage, wasn't it? Or was that one of the later ones? He played Gnar twice, so might have been the last game.
Yeah, I remember his Gnar in the last game. I don't
Okay.
really remember it here.
Maybe that was maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and then I'm good with this one if you want to jump into the other games.
Yeah, we can just go right ahead. Game 2.
Yeah, so game 2, pretty funny game by Tactical, I must say. Pretty funny jump into 3 people.
Man insta-locked Malphite ADC, like once again, it's like actually insane.
Yeah, dude.
That was so funny watching. Yeah, watching the Double Lift video co-stream for this one, and it's like they're joking about it, and it's like, oh yeah, dude, he picked Malphite ADC. Holy shit, he's actually doing it. And then like it takes a whole like 3 minutes for him to just decide, yes, I'm jumping straight in to three people on the enemy team. I'm level 3. It's gonna work out fine. And then he just flashes
Yeah,
out right
where's
away.
the follow up? It's so funny. And then I think
Gosh.
he does a weird jump later in the game too. But then not only does he get away, but his team gets a kill after like they try to chase Tactical down. That was
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty one-sided victory in the end for TL in this one. I really liked Alfari's GP in this game. He has really sick barrel setups. Jensen's Ari, like, I think he could have, I don't know how much it mattered that it was Ari of all champions, but I think he played really good on it. He had some sick Everfrost casts this game, and then he turned out pretty well as well, even after laning against an AD champion. It went with some close calls here and there.
Yeah.
And so I really like the way that TL played this game.
Yeah, I agree. This one, it seemed like I don't know what TSM's plan was, but I don't know. I think this is the game that I remember them having kind of a tragic like bot lane gank that ended up in Santorin getting like 3 kills, and then I don't know. Spica felt like he was just behind the curve from that point on. Alfari, yeah, like you were saying, I think obviously he's a really good fucking player. Really good GP. I remember the dragon fight where he had like pretty insane. He had a pretty insane like triple barrel combo and ulti that just demolished TSM.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, one could say maybe TSM shouldn't have been there in the first place. You should respect that GP could do that, but Alfari capitalized, and they drew a lot of pressure into top lane and really punished like Huni and Spica with the leads that they had accrued between Santorin and Alfari. So yeah, it definitely was one-sided. Yeah, I don't know. Just seems like TSM let too many things get away from them that they were like like you said, a lot of the close calls that Jensen and PoE had in scraps definitely could have gone differently if one team's got slightly more gold on their side than the other.
I think no, never mind.
Okay.
I'm ready to just go right into game 3. Yeah. With another blue side pick by TSM, because they get to pick first because they're a higher seed, and then if you lose the game, you get to pick side selection. So they picked blue side for the 3rd time in a row. And then they finally managed to win this one, where I wasn't sure how this game was going to go because Jensen was popping off on Silas, and he was just turning around fights throughout the game. And so I was kind of worried that it was going to be a quick 3-0 by TL, but then TSM managed to pull this one through. Was there any moments to you that popped out in this game?
Yeah, I think we're probably thinking of the same fight. This Jensen playing Silas is exactly like why I feel like I always ban Silas. That's
you really
like
do.
Legit. It's legit
joke.
been like 6 months at least that I've just permaban this champion. And that one fight near like bot side, like Riverbush, below Dragon, like where the one fight I'm thinking of also was Lost trying to play AP Tristana, also where he's just jumping in for damage for no reason. But Jensen, turning around like a 1v3 to pick up a couple kills and just walk out. That's what I remember too, just giving me flashbacks. But yeah, I think this one was TSM finally getting like a good early game kind of out of or like easy like snowball game out of like their ball comps that they wanted to play with, like the Seraphine. But like you were saying, they showed a lot of Seraphine priority like this whole series, and this one was like definitely the best one for them.
Yeah, I would say when I rewatched this game, and I think there was a couple of times where because of the champions that they're playing, like TSM just got to chase down TL, where like normally like the fight should be over and both teams should just reset, but then they kept wanting to fight, and like just sometimes like I would consider it an overchase, but then they managed to get away with it sometimes because they have like the Hecarim and the Seraphine move speed to catch up and then slow people down. And so I think they just finally got to like catch TL off guard sometimes in this game, and then they managed to push that gold lead to a victory.
Yeah, I think this.
But
this
I was
game...
definitely worried this game with the way Jensen was playing.
Yeah. This one definitely felt like they had kind of what they wanted out of game one, but with just better setup. Like with like they had Hootie on Camille getting to be like a bit more damage and a bit like more outplay split push pressure than maybe Renekton was for him. And then they still had the Seraphine. They still had like a meatball kind of engaged jungler with Hecarim. But then Lost got to play Tristana and just deal DPS at the same time. I don't know. This comp seemed just like what they were trying to go for from the beginning and worked out.
Yeah, for sure. And then lastly, we got game 4, the last game of the series. I wanted to bring up the 3 blue side thing for TSM because finally when TL loses and they get side selection, they go with blue side.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that's going to be like a common thing throughout all of the mid-season showdown. Is this if you have side selection, are they going to go with blue side? We'll talk about that a bit more later. But then here we go, game 4, a 4th different mid lane champion for Jensen here, which is pretty crazy. Like it's kind of cool for like in a series for like people to actually diverge, I guess, because now we're not just seeing 11 games of PoE on Azir. Like we get to see Jensen play a different champion every game, and I appreciate that. He popped off in most of them. And so, yeah, he pulled out the TF in this one. Tactical pulled out the Sivir. And a couple of new picks on TSM side as well. So I really like the champion diversity in this series, now that I think about it. Oh, and then Alfari was crazy on the Gnar this game.
Yeah.
If that's what you were thinking about earlier.
Yeah, I think this was the one where he was just absolutely bullying Huni like all game long. And then, yeah, I had a bunch of really great like team fight plays with the Gnar, just throwing his cock around.
Yeah, the mega cock. Actually, there was some pretty insane like CC chains in like
yeah,
the later
between
part of
him
the
and
game
Jensen,
where, like,
that was
TF would,
that was so sad for Huni, dude. You just watch it happen, and you know there's absolutely nothing he can do. Once like
yeah, so
he got caught, and
disgusting.
you just know you're caught, and it's over.
Yeah, just like gold card into Everfrost into like Gnar W or like Gnar ulti into the other one. It's so crazy. It's like actual 4 seconds you can just take your hands off the keyboard and
right.
watch yourself get pinballed.
Yeah, it's interesting. I feel like it's kind of funny, like what you're saying about the draft diversity for both the teams. Like they brought out a lot of new champions, a lot of different styles, kind of across all 4 games. Um, and I think it's almost not what you expect from best of series. I would think. Like usually, I think you go in with probably like I think we know what like if you're TSM, I think we know what TL is gonna pick, like what they're gonna go for in terms of like strong side of the map or whatever. And then you think like, okay, we'll try and pick this into that, and we'll try and go for like these kind of comps. You know, like the first comp that they went for, where it was like this clear wombo combo. You pick like Seraphine and MF bot lane. That's like really like bully kind of like you just are always gonna have prio. You might not get kills, but you can go for dives or have big team fight setups. Like you have those kind of ideas in mind, and then I feel like usually you try and like stick to that, but then like if it doesn't work, you're like shit, I have to figure out how do we like what do we do if we do lose or if they pick this. And it seemed like TL didn't really give a shit about that. They're kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna beat you on like the comp that you wanted, right? Like TSM gets what they want, and then TL just beats them, and then TSM switches it up, and then TL is picking something different with like the Ari in Italy, and then they beat them again, and then they even when they lose, they're picking like Silas and like Ezreal Leona, stuff that like they hadn't shown before. So it was kind of interesting to see TL just kind of dominate like on several different playstyles.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And then I remember game 4 has like this really funny ending where like they have like triple inhib down on
Oh,
TSM for
right.
like 9 minutes straight, and so we're just seeing them like dancing at the Nexus turret for like a good like actually the length of 2 Barons.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
It's the Zaya wet dream where you're able to like use your feathers and it's hitting like 20 different minions in your base. That you're like, maybe I can farm, maybe we can get there, and then no.
Yeah, I guess this series made me realize that there's a pretty good number of ADCs to play right now. I would say like between 3 and 5 of like playable AD carries in the meta right now.
Yeah, that's kind of
At,
true.
at least mid to late game.
Yeah, it seems definitely like they've like a few have kind of come back. I'm not sure, like I think in Doubles Co stream they were definitely flaming the like Aphelios pick. Um, I don't know if that's. I mean, that's a good or like a very competitive pick in general. Like the Aphelios, he's really strong if you can really protect him, but it didn't work out that game at all. But yeah, the other ones, the Tristana, the MF is pretty good. Jin and like Zaya Sivir. Yeah, there's some diversity for sure.
Yeah, I like all of them instead of 15 games of Kaisa. Although I like
True.
Kaisa as well.
Or Senna Tom every game. Next
For
series, by the
sure.
way.
I know, right? Yeah, so I guess we're all done with this one. TL takes them 3-1 and TSM has to play against EG next week. And then TL doesn't play for 2 weeks actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next series is that took place on Sunday is going to be Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves, where Cloud9 gets slide selection for the first game, so they pick blue side. And the first game was the closest one out of them all, where I think that 100 Thieves were up a couple of dragons. I think they were up 3-0 on dragons at some point, but the gold was pretty even throughout the whole game, so that made it pretty fun. Huhi got his signature set pick. We got to see Perks on the Yone and Blabber on Lilia. So overall, I really liked this first game. Actually, it was the only enjoyable one to watch, I suppose. Yeah, was there anything in this game that stuck out to you?
I think this one I'm just remembering. Like I think this was just like, or what was interesting to me this game was Perks on Yone. Like, cause this was he's picked like if he's kind of one of the only people who've been picking Yone consistently. I still wasn't like super impressed. I don't know. It was good. Like it was good, but it was just like C9 good. Like I was. It's like Perks can do whatever he wants almost in this league, I guess. Um, but he was getting. He like Ryoma, I felt like was doing okay into him with the Oriana pick. I think like probably just in lane, that's almost what you expect out of Yone. But C9 did a good job with a couple roams to just like alleviate a lot of pressure, kill him instead, and that just kind of snowballed for them overall.
Yeah, I would say I actually did try to like pay close attention to Perks on in this game, and I think he plays it pretty well, like 8 out of 10, which is good
Yeah,
enough. I think
right,
he's
for
got it
sure.
down, and I think he like he has the mechanics down for Yone, and he knows when to E and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
So I'm really impressed with his gameplay. And then I think I remember Vulcan had some sick Leona ultis this game too.
Yeah,
Um, there was one where I think he caught Ryoma in mid lane, and then there was another one where he ulted 3 in one of the bottom river bushes as well. So yeah, I really liked this game, and definitely it was the closest one out of the 3 of them.
mhm.
Spoiler alert. I'm down to go into game 2 if you want.
Yeah, let's keep going. I think yeah, like I said, I didn't pay too much attention to these ones, so we'll go through, but it was kind of just depressing to watch.
Yeah, I would say yeah. The next game was kind of in the end it turns out to be stompy, but pretty slow like early game, and they tried to bring down Fudge on the Scion, and that was that. This game was what I was talking about. Like you can die as a tank, and it really doesn't matter. You'll
Uh-huh.
have like such good impact later in the game, and so yeah, I think I didn't pay too much attention, but then like I rewatched some highlights, and Perks had some banger ultis in this game as Oriana.
Mhm.
Sven's Senna is really solid. They played Senna Tom Kench, of course.
Of course.
Um,
The Sven and Vulcan classic.
yeah, and then I'm happy to see that 100 Thieves they lose the game trying to play like Azir Jinx and trying to get away with it. Like I would be kind of sad if that kind of like gold level team comp gets to win. It doesn't feel right to me in a weird way, and so I'm happy that the team comp gets punished. I'm not
That's
saying
fair.
anything about the players. I'm just happy that that team comp does not get to win. Like Udyr, Azir, Jinx, like I'm glad they get punished in a weird way. That's just
Yeah,
my own for my own personal satisfaction.
yeah, that's fair. I think honestly, I kind of get the idea behind it. Like, I think you see, uh, like Senatom, and you kind of know, like, you're not, like, I feel like you know you're not going to be able to like uber punish them in the bottom lane. So you pick this other like super scaling AD, like somebody that can, admittedly probably shred like a Tom Kench later. But yeah, I don't know. This one seemed like they just fell behind or like weren't able to do anything for too long. Like Perks and Sven and Vulcan just like you have Senatom, you can't make plays there. Blabber's on Olaf, he's just gonna kind of do whatever he wants to do. They tried to spend time like beating up Fudge. We saw I remember in the last week of LCS we saw a lot of like Aatrox into Scion. That was kind of like the first like I don't know, that seemed like the first time we'd seen Scion like played a lot in NA, and people were picking Aatrox into it. Like it's a good counter in isolation because like I don't know, Scion can like almost never charge Q if you're just Aatrox spacing correctly. Um,
Right.
but it just yeah, I mean you don't stomp unless the Scion player is like kind of brain dead. So Fudge proved that he had a bit of a brain and was able to hold on.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see Fudge have a decent game on this one. And then he especially had, I'm done with this game. He especially had a good game in game 3 on
Yeah,
set. I think he really ran this game, and so that let Cloud9 take
yeah.
charge around the map because Fudge was doing so well. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about this whole series as a whole. I think it showed that C9 they have like really good game fundamentals in terms of like how to approach objectives, when Vulcan's gonna rotate and that sort of thing, and where to be at certain times. So I really like the way C9 played the series as a whole, and it really showed the difference between them and 100 Thieves throughout 3 games.
Yeah, I think like you said, this showed good fundamentals for C9 and kind of the ever degrading fundamentals of 100 Thieves. Like I don't know, since Slacken, they just feels like they've been on this downward slope the whole time, and this is it kind of culminating here in spring with they sub in Ryoma thinking this is going to help them, I don't know, bridge the gap with control mages into the late game, and their early game plays just don't work out, and then late game they're already behind, and then you just I don't know, they can't do anything.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with 100 Thieves lately, but I guess we'll see what they get to do next weekend because they'll play again. And I guess we could just transition right into that. So the midseason showdown will return next Saturday. First up, we've got EG versus TSM, where I'm pretty sure, again, TSM is going to get the first side selection
Hmm.
because they're the higher seed from the regular season, as well as, well, no, I guess that is it because of the regular season. And also in terms of the placement in
Tournament.
the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, thinking back on the regular split, TSM beat EG in week 3, but then EG beat them in week 6. Although I don't remember that game if they were like supposed to lose or something like that. But anyways, you have any thoughts? EG versus TSM coming up on Saturday. Are you hyped about this? I'm not too sure if I am.
I don't know. It's like weird to say. I feel like I'm interested to see. I don't know. I'm like nervous, hyped. You know, like I think I don't know. I guess this last weekend they lost to TL. You know, I feel like there was kind of the hype going into it. Like hell yeah, TSM just got second seed. TL, you know, we 2-0 TL on the regular season. Like this, if they come in and stomp this, then TL or TSM's like a really good like top team, and then they weren't able to, you know, and TL kind of showed like, no, we're still good. The beginning of the season wasn't like, you know, it's kind of a fluke. Um, so like, don't just calm down. But you know, you'd hope going into the EG game, then that they can just kind of, you know, you don't, they can roll over EG, and then we're back to you know where we started. But I don't know if that's gonna happen. They just lost in week 6. I feel like I remember it being not a great game from from them. Like it was kind of EG like definitely getting the better instead of like a close game. But I have to look back.
Yeah, I can't quite remember that game, but I feel the same way too of like nervous hype. I
Hmm.
think I think it would make me happy if EG really show up on Saturday and they play extremely well. Like that would really impress me. I don't think it's gonna go that way, but then I also don't have high expectations for TSM to play well as either. I guess I mean they had a tough opponent in TL, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like TL just told them like sit down, buddy. Like we're gonna be top 2,
Right.
and so um, yeah, I don't know like where TSM's skill level is really at. I guess it showed that they can be up and down, or maybe their priority on certain champions is like kind of outdated because like they're still trying to play Udyr and Seraphine
Yeah.
on this patch. So I guess like I'll just get right into it. I'm expecting TSM to take this one. I wouldn't be surprised though if it goes to 5 games or something like that.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like this series is gonna be so weird. And I guess it's up to the way that EG plays, not so much like I have like this baseline expectation of where TSM should be at, and then it's up to EG if they can exceed my expectations for them or not.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Yeah. I think for me it's kind of the same. I think I'm leaning TSM. I definitely feel like it'll be a close series though, based on just what we've seen in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
I think what I hope to see out of TSM is definitely like some new approaches to draft. Like I think like you said, like it seems like they kind of have some lagging priority maybe on the patches. Or it's not even, I don't know that patches have changed necessarily, but just like as the meta has shifted just over time, they might have a little bit of just lag in their own draft priorities. So I hope they have like different strategies that maybe they were holding in the TL game. You know, like maybe they had a couple like that were like, these are what we should show. Like hopefully this works out against Team Liquid, and then if it didn't, then like they just felt like maybe after the first couple games, it's like, man, like this probably is just lost. Let's not go too crazy trying to pull out all the stops, and we'll save it for the lower bracket. So I hope that they have something saved, and that's what they'll pull out against EG. Because I feel like if you just play the same stuff into EG's like got some wild cards on their team with like Jizuke and Ignar that probably have good counter picks, or like definitely different champion pools than what they'd expect to play against Jensen. I think you got to be worried that them having this like week of prep and seeing you lose already, that you would just kind of get dismantled if you took the same approach.
Yeah, and I wonder if the fifth and sixth place teams, because they get to watch the teams who lost play a series. I wonder if they're gonna pull out some like crazy level 1 invades, or that sort of thing, like based off like seeing where players are and and what they did in their couple games at level 1,
Yeah,
and their ward placement and that sort of thing. And so I think that's a way that like I think EG can catch TSM off guard too. Because I remember a game that TL got a pretty good invade on TSM.
yeah.
One time. But yeah, I think it's so weird. It's up to EG, like whether or not they're gonna win.
That's true.
That's how I feel about
Biggest
this one.
coin flip team in the top 6 is EG for sure. So
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with TSM on this one for me.
all right, I'll go TSM, but I'm just gonna say 3-2, and that's gonna be my no balls prediction.
Yeah, same here. Like I'm nervous. I'm nervous for sure. I'm sweating. And then lastly, on Sunday, we've just got one more series for this weekend: Dignitas versus TSM, or Dignitas versus 100 Thieves.
Shit, dude! If TSM has to play back to back,
Back to back, dude. Actually, I was gonna say, Speak has been here before, dude. Lower bracket is his home. So
that's true.
let's
Yeah,
go.
comfort zone activated. Comfort zone activated.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Dignitas versus 100 Thieves. Not excited for this one. I'm gonna keep it real. Didn't really pay much attention to these two teams at the end of the season. And like just going far ahead, I don't see either of these teams being in the final. Maybe I just have no respect for Dignitas, but like I don't think either of these teams will make it to the final. I think they could, maybe the winner of this one could maybe pull out a win over the victor of EG and TSM, but then I think they will lose between C9 and TL, whichever one drops to the lower bracket in the end.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really excited about this match. It kind of just seems like a formality. Like, okay, well, these teams need to play for the bracket to progress, and so we'll have them play. But then, like, I just don't see whoever comes out in this to make it to the deep in the tournament in the end. And so I guess we'll say the stats. 100 Thieves beat Dignitas both times in the spring season. Although that was with Demonte, so I don't know if that matters now.
True.
I think 100 Thieves. I mean, they had a good showing in the first game versus C9, and then I can't really think of anything crazy that Dignitas has done as of late, but I like Neo. I think Fake God can play really well on some days, and Saligo has been pretty solid, although I think Saligo and Dardark are kind of coin flippy sometimes. And then I just hope that Aphromoo has Neo's back as well. And so I think Dignitas has some good strengths. I expect them to come away with the win on this one, maybe 3-1. You got any thoughts on this one, or are you kind of like me where you don't really care as well?
I think I'm kind of more on the Dignitas side for this. Like, I think I'm a Dignitas fan ish. Like I don't have any, not rocking any, little ghost merch or anything. But yeah, like you said, I like Neo, like Aphromoo.
Do you have any merchandise from any team?
I have some TSM stuff.
Oh, really? Like Baylife
Yeah.
stuff, or
No, like some like season 4. I like the season 4 hoodie, and then like a season 8 hoodie, like a t-shirt.
Ooh, dude. One time I looked into buying 100 Thieves clothing because I think their clothing looks cool, but then I found out that like you cannot get them.
Yeah, but you like were too late on the drops. It sells out in 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that was an aside.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, I think I think I like the guys on Dignitas, like you're saying, like Neo and Aphromoo, definitely like a fun bot lane to watch. I think I think I definitely give the edge to Dignitas here. I think I'll call it a 3-0 honestly, because I feel like we were saying, I think Dignitas probably has some time to prepare. We've already seen a lot of like draft diversity from them, like with Dardak playing like 18 different champions. And if they can like utilize that to kind of take advantage of maybe some of 100 Thieves like tendencies or weaknesses, then I think if they just pull out a win or two at the beginning, I think 100 Thieves like can easily tilt this series, because it seems like there's stuff going on behind the scenes for that team just like as a whole, that I wouldn't be surprised that they're like just like one hair away from giving up on the split anyway. So
Yeah, and then thinking about it, I wonder if there's gonna be like any adjustments made to 100 Thieves in the off season. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's hard to say. Like I feel like you almost don't want them to. Like I don't know. Like they've done this whole Ryoma Damonte stuff. I think if they sub in Damonte at this point, it's definitely the wrong move. I don't know. It seems like it just shows that they have kind of no idea what they want to do with their mid lane, like, or with their team. If they think Ryoma was the problem, or if they think Damonte was the problem, then you keep Ryoma in. Like, there's probably no way you get out of like this losers bracket like and actually win the series. It's just spring split. You're gonna if you won your way through the LCS somehow, you're probably still gonna get fucked at MSI. Like, just do what you're gonna do with your team that you think you want, and if it doesn't work out, reevaluate in the off season maybe. I don't know. It'd be so weird if they subbed in Monte now, but yeah, in the off season, I don't know. They've got a lot of time to work stuff out, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think if they took him out for Ryoma, they should play Ryoma for the rest of the playoffs. And then, yeah, I guess we'll see what happens if Damonte becomes a free agent or something. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, I wonder if he could go somewhere. CLG, they finally look kind of good, and then they'll switch out for Pobelter for Damonte. It makes perfect sense.
Ooh, that would be ultra drama, dude. I love it. I think that's a good storyline. The mid laners that get fucked by their teams are fucking each other.
Yes.
Something like that.
And then Pobelter gets traded to 100 Thieves, but then he sits behind Ryoma anyway. It's the perfect plan.
Insane. Actually, oh, and then Pobelter finally gets to play with Huhi, who took his spot on CLG back in the day.
Ooh.
Wicked storyline, dude.
It's crazy. It's gonna happen. You heard it here first on the Hunt.
Okay, that was some good talks on how the mid-season showdown is going and how it's going to go. That's going to wrap this one up for this episode of On the Hunt, a League of Legends podcast. I hope you all enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe to our podcast on the service that you are listening to us on if you haven't already subscribed. We'd appreciate it if you also give us a rating or hit the like button to show us some support. You can find us on YouTube as well as your podcast player of choice, from Apple Podcasts to Spotify and so forth. We hope to see you all next week for another episode of On the Hunt.
Thanks everyone for listening.